On to you, Sagittarius out here. You have the King of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and then you, Sagittarius, have the Eight of Pentacles. So what's going on here for you is that you, sorry about that, I'm just wiping my nose. So for you, Sagittarius, y'all are in a place where, a lot of you, Sagittarius, may want to be left alone right now to just do your own thing and kind of okay, let me start from here. You have the King of Wands, which is a person or a situation in your face that's getting you on your nerves, that you have, but you don't want to engage with these people when you have gotten away from, and or you have gotten away from. The Eight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles represent you, Sagittarius, are in a position where for you, what you've got going on is you just want to be left alone at this current point in time to focus on the things that you, Sagittarius, legitimately want to do. You don't want to involve a whole lot of people, specifically family, friends, and even if you have a significant other, maybe your significant other, right? Especially if you're living with them, they're super close to you, but you don't want to involve a whole lot of people that you may know in your business. You just want to be left alone around this time. And so to concentrate on doing what it is that you, Sagittarius, want to do. And so you have the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Okay. The King of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups right here represents how you're good being by yourself, operating by yourself. You don't want to actually engage or get other people involved like that. And so a lot of you Sagittarius are choosing not to. There's also a sense of a lot of you Sagittarius, like I said, you work better by yourself. You know, you don't really like to have a whole lot of people around you and stuff like this if you don't have to. A lot of you like to sit down and focus and concentrate, you know, and do what you got to do. And so that's exactly what it is that you Sagittarius are doing right now. A lot of y'all are in a place where, you know, a lot of you Sagittarius figure that nothing and no one can really pull you out of this space, right? You have to ultimately pull yourself out of this space on your own. So it's this sense in which, like, so because of this, the King of Pentacles is you. It's not necessarily another person. And then the Ten of Cups represents the benefit that you're gaining from doing it yourself, right? Pulling yourself out of that situation. But then at the same time, though, you just know that you Sagittarius do have people that you know, if you're going through some things, you can call on, who, you know, you can call on. Like I said, you know, that if you ask them to interject themselves or whatnot, then they will essentially do that. All you need to do is just call them or ask them, you know. It's good to have really good friends. It's good to have people that you Sagittarius can actually count on. And so you have the Ace of Wands and the Judgment. So the Ace of Wands and the Judgment is also about how a lot of you are in a place where the Judgment, sorry about that, the Judgment is in a position for you where, and the Ace of Wands is more so where you're just going through like a tough lesson right now in life that a lot of you are learning from. Could even be people giving you a difficult time, giving you a difficult time, talking wild about you. And a lot of you Sagittarius may figure, well, regardless of the who to what, you're still going to go through this thing by yourself because it's a stepping stone. It's a life lesson that you Sagittarius need to learn. And, you know, sometimes things do need to happen by yourself. You do need to learn certain things. You do need to learn certain things by yourself. You do need to learn certain things, you know what I'm saying? And not just learn, but discover certain things by yourself and come to your own conclusions as to what they are, right? Talked about this, how it is that there's no such thing as karma. People want to believe that karma exists so badly. Okay, well, I made a distinction. You know, karma exists for people who have not really evolved past in their studies. Karma doesn't happen to me because I don't look at the messed up things that happened in my life for what I did, unless somebody is legitimately telling me that specifically is for what I did. Other than that, I don't look at things happening to me as, oh, I done went ahead and did this in the past life. And personally, if you ask me for real, I think people who believe in karma and will defend it to the end of them, I think they don't want to admit the fact that then that means that we're responsible for learning our life lessons. And so they'll much rather believe that there is a such thing as karma or some deity that's following you around like a boogie person for like 10,000 years, 20,000 years, 5,000, whatever amount of years that it is, talking about I'm going to get you back for that you done did 47 lifetimes ago. Like, and so the situation for you, Sagittarius, is that like you're learning this life lesson, what the life lesson is. But then the Three of Cups represents, again, things will turn up. Things will turn up in your favor. They do. But this is my point. If it was karma, why do you need to learn a lesson? Uh-oh. Proves my point that karma doesn't exist. Because remember, karma is for something that you did, and this is just get back, right? Just you did it. I gave it to you. Now we even again. Everything is square, right? Everything is square. But then if there's a lesson to be learned, then by definition, it's not karma because you have to learn something. Because it's not about get back. It's about you have to learn a lesson that you didn't necessarily learn. And so what happens here is that the Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles is all about how you, Sagittarius, you deal. It's about what you, Sagittarius, how you deal with obstacles, how you deal with conflict. And a lot of you Sagittarius are learning that lesson. It is about how you deal with conflict. It's not always going to be about you'll have friends. And I'm not saying that you incorporated other people either. What I am saying is that like you wanting to go in this situation by yourself is an admirable thing because you're willing to deal with what you got to do all on your own without whining and without asking other people for help. And whatever situation you Sagittarius are going through, whether it's emotionally, financially, whatever it is, you Sagittarius at this point, it's a matter of you're already working your way through it. Because from what I'm seeing here is you want to be left alone, but you have a support system. A lot of you Sagittarius have a support system in which you can call on. Anytime that you may need some help or you want an ear or something like that for a person to say what's up to or whatever, you can always do that. But at the same time, you Sagittarius are just thinking to yourselves, no, you're just going to be by yourself and just think your own thoughts, kind of be away from people for a little while. So, which is okay. So a lot of you Sagittarius are understanding the power of teamwork, but also the power of being an individual. See, people try to make it seem like, they sometimes they put it out there to the extreme, right? Sometimes they try to make it seem that it's all about being a group. It's all about being an individual. And it's like, no, it's when you bring the two together is where the best magic happens, so to speak, or when it's best done, right? And so the situation with that is because you need both. So let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles, right? You don't have anybody around you, you become socially inept. Have too many people around you too much, you don't know how to do anything by yourself. Let's clarify this Three of Cups. King of Cups. Hierophant, which is Taurus and Sagittarius, so you showed up in your own reading. The Sun card, the Ace of Pentacles, and then you have the Four of Wands. So, so to clarify, the King of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Sun card, and the Ace of Pentacles here represents how you're in a place where for you, for you Sagittarius, once again, like, I'm just seeing how you Sagittarius need to be just communing with yourself, the Most High, your own internal world, figure out, because a lot of you may be going through some things right now, emotionally. And it's not necessarily something that is anyone else's situation to really take up. It's really something that a lot of you Sagittarius may figure you got to do it on your own. And you are doing it on your own, right? The Ace of Pentacles, it does get better, right? Four of Wands. The outcome of it, though, is that you are going to go back to being all right again. You're not finished. You still have things to do. You still have work to do, right? You still have a life to live, obviously. And so you Sagittarius are going to go back to feeling better again. It happens. I'm not even going to act like I know what it is that y'all going through, but let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles. Right? I feel you. So you have the Seven of Cups, Ace of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and then you have the Knight of Wands to clarify the Ten of Pentacles, right? Let me show you the card. So Seven of Cups, the Ace of Wands. Sorry, I could do things fast sometimes. The Seven of Cups and the Ace of Wands to clarify the Ten of Pentacles for you Sagittarius is also about, again, like, there is a way out, there is a way through. You're not done, like I was talking about. The Ace of Wands represents, it may have gotten you upset or on your nerves, but, you have to continue to persevere through. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Knight of Wands. If it's a person, you're not with them. You're not hanging out with them. You will move on. If it's a situation or whatnot where it's not necessarily a specific person, the Five of Pentacles, like I said, you will move on, right? Of course, you may feel like, how could this happen in the moment? But again, the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Wands, again, you may have to process those emotions if it's really important. If it's big, you may have to process those emotions and figure out why it is that you feel like that. Because holding on to whatever emotions that you have is not always the best thing. And I've talked about this before, that first and foremost, that everybody want to talk about money and all that other stuff. Listen, first and foremost, the tarot is about self-discovery. And I can show and prove that. The reason why the tarot was created was the Moors in Europe created the tarot. They based it off of the Kabbalistic tree. And they made it, the Moors made it so that it's about self-discovery, first and foremost. What's going on in your internal world and the changes that you can make in your internal world first, and then you can actually start doing it externally. So everybody want to talk to you about money, and they look at the tarot like they want this quick fix. People don't understand, first and foremost, and there's no exceptions to this, the first point of the tarot is to fix what's going on internally. It's to address what's happening with the person that's getting read, and doing it with an open and an honest way, regardless of whether it's internally or externally or both. It doesn't matter. And so, not every reading is going to be based upon money. You sitting on top of the world, you got trillions of dollars on you. That's not what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about for you Sagittarius is that you Sagittarius you going into a dark place, and that you have to resolve certain things that have popped up in your life that you have to address, because it will keep you there for as long as you let it. But that's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We're at 26,668 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. If you want to come through and get a personal reading from me, you can. The link to that is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link, where you can get the Kareemspiritworks clothes, Kareemspiritworks books, and even the natal chart if you want your birth chart read. Peace.